Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. My name is Delancey. If you're new here, hi. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm also a voice actor, a language learning enthusiast, and on this channel, I share a little slice of my life as well as talk about my hobbies and just navigating my 30s. So if that is content you are interested in, congratulations, you came to the right place and we're happy to have you. And for this week's video, it really is just slice of life content. I want to show you guys what my daily routine is like, or lack thereof, I should say, and what I do on a day-to-day basis as a registered dietitian. And I'm not sure yet if I want to call this like the dietitian diaries or more so just the Slice of Life series. All of the titles are to be determined. But in the meantime, I'm just going to take you guys along with me for a few days. So it is currently Tuesday night, just before 8 p.m., and I am getting ready to pack up for the night because I actually live in a multitude of different places. I really live out of a bag, and currently I'm at my parents' house, but tomorrow and for the next few days, I'm going to be heading over to my boyfriend's place to stay there for a little bit. And just to give you guys a little bit of a background on me, I do not have a typical dietitian job. So when we think registered dietitians, we often think of people in the clinical setting who work in the hospital. And there are a ton of RDs who do that, and they're extremely important to the healthcare team. I did work in a clinical setting for a little bit. I really enjoyed it during my dietetic internship working in the hospital setting, but my career kind of took a different path, and I actually am more so what you would consider a community dietitian or even a corporate dietitian. So I work for an organization that connects with families, a lot of kids too. I work a lot in the youth wellness sector, and even health professionals, providing resources and in-services to physicians or other dietitians. So you can think of my work as more so community outreach, event planning. I'm more so on the side of preventative health as opposed to medical nutrition therapy. Now I work with a really small team in my city, so much so that we don't have a formal office and I work from home, but that is a misnomer because so much of my job is, like I said, event planning, doing activations, going out into the community. I'm kind of all over the place. Sometimes I start early, sometimes I start late, sometimes I'm from home, sometimes I am in XYZ location. Really, I feel like the key is to be flexible and adaptable, and no routine is really the routine. And with that in mind, let's start packing. I was trying to think what would be interesting, engaging, packing montage footage, but then I decided I might as well go ahead and show you guys some of my favorite go-to products that I've been using lately, mainly for like my toiletry bag and stuff that I just always carry with me when I travel to and from different locations or sleeping at different houses. So here are some of my favorites. Start the music. So first up on the list is going to be this electrolyte powder from Dr. Berg. I do a lot of hot Pilates, hot yoga, and so it's even more important for me to get enough electrolytes throughout the day. Next up is this dry shampoo that I am currently using on the go all the time. Staying on the topic of hair, I also have this Redken Quick Blowout Heat Resistant Spray. I always put this on before I blow dry or straighten or curl my hair. And then continuing the Redken trend, I have this brushable hairspray from Redken. I love this hairspray. And then last but not least, we have my guasa, which was gifted to me by my wonderful boyfriend's mom. Shout out to her, she is the best. I use this actually with vitamin E oil, which I keep in a bag because this thing leaks like crazy. And I do find that it really helps to drain out the lymph in my face. It keeps me from getting too puffy. Love the guasa. All have the guasa. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that segment. Anyways, back to the vlog. Morning meetings are done. I'm now gonna head to go meet my colleague and chat with her for a little bit, touch base with her before we head out for our scouting adventure. I had to change tops because it is so hot outside. I am already burning up, so great. So you added it in first to cook it down? Wow, you really eyeball this.
Yeah, I don't like measuring. I don't know why I have those measuring things.
I measure. I use them. Oh, it's getting bubbly.
Preserved tofu.
Preserved tofu.
Tofu. This is very popular in Taiwan.
Oh.
It's like, think of this as like blue cheese.
Oh, cool. You eat it on the side?
Is that good or what?
That's pungent.
Pungent.
How?
So you don't need a lot. You just, you get a little bit.
And what's that?
Radish.
Radish.
Preserved radish. Try.
Okay, yay. Hi, you guys. Happy Thursday morning. I'm getting ready to head out for my work day. I have an errand first thing today. I need to go meet with our printers to pick up some creative pieces that we had printed. Just a bunch of handouts that we're going to be using for an event on Saturday. I can't remember if I said at the beginning of the vlog, but I am actually working a 6-day work week this week. We have a big event on Saturday that we're going to be doing a booth at. I have one webinar that I need to sit on, and it's an informational webinar on the National School lunch and breakfast program, which should be interesting. It's only about an hour. And then I have a variety of tasks to get done in preparation for my trip next week. I'm going to be heading to a different city to go meet with some of our major stakeholders and talking about what we do and reporting on that. So I need to rehearse my presentation. I need to think about what I'm going to pack. A lot of preparation that needs to get done today. And then I'll probably determine what my schedule is going to look like for next week. I always like to do that ahead of time so that when I start the week on Monday, I have everything already laid out for me. And then I also need to do some social media, digital content I need to work on and reach out to a photographer that we are hoping to work with on a photo shoot. So that is the plan ahead. I'm going to head out now. I am also rocking a polka dot top, which I never do. I never wear polka dots, but I feel like this is kind of fun. I actually thrifted this for like $5 a while back, and I just have never had the courage to wear it until today. So good vibes. We're having good vibes on this Thursday morning. Hey guys, just popping in to share a quick pro tip with you. I'm currently going through my email this afternoon and I'm going through a handful of newsletters that I have subscribed to. I think it's really fun and helpful to subscribe to one or multiple newsletters that are relevant to the field that you work in. Really helpful to stay up to date with what's going on in your field. It's a very easy way to be in the know without having to actively go out and seek out that information on a regular basis. For dietitians, the top 3 that I could recommend that I use a lot lately would one be the SNA Smart Brief. This is from the School Nutrition Association. By the way, I will link all of these newsletters down below to check out if you're interested. The SNA Smart Brief is perfect for people who work maybe in school nutrition or just in the youth wellness sector. So if you want to stay up to date on how maybe current policy is impacting meal programs in schools, or how schools are optimizing their programs, or maybe an RD is weighing in on a big media news outlet about what she thinks helps with children's growth and development, all that kind of good stuff. SNA Smart Brief is a great newsletter to check out. If you're looking for something like very specific about a particular food group, there are a ton of resources out there, a ton of organizations that specialize in things like produce or protein. Think like the Pork Board or the Beef Council. One of my personal favorites is from the National Dairy Council. They do a Dairy Nourishes network, jam-packed with tons of research, the recent studies that are going on about dairy products, as well as all the times dairy is mentioned in the news. Would highly recommend that one. And then finally, another newsletter that I subscribe to that comes into my inbox on a daily basis would be The Skim. I have been subscribing to The Skim on and off since my college days. It's just kind of nice to be in the know, and I really do skim The Skim, and I don't read it every day, but it's just kind of a nice resource to have there. And what I also really like about The Skim is that you can also subscribe to just specialty newsletters that they do. For example, I think it's called Skim Well, which is a bunch of recent news or trends going on in the wellness sphere. And I really like to follow that one to keep up to date with what's trending in the nutrition world, in the health and wellness world. I just feel like it's something good to know as a practicing dietitian. So if any of those newsletters interest you, definitely check them out. But there are plenty more newsletters out there. This doesn't just apply to dietetics. You could be a physician, you could be an engineer, you could be a rocket scientist. I just think that that's such a helpful professional pro tip, is to find some newsletters that you find value in and subscribe to them and just read them whenever you have free time. It's no pressure, but it just, I feel like, really rounds you out as a professional. So yeah, I'm currently going through my emails right now, and then I'm finishing up my preparation for my trip next week. And I actually opened up my Southwest account. I logged in and I was notified that I had 5 upcoming trips, and I'm about to book a 6th one, and I did not realize I had that many flights on the agenda. And as somebody who I enjoy traveling, and I feel so lucky that I get to travel so much for my job and also just in my personal life, but I also am currently always managing, at times, crippling flight anxiety. And I was like, 6 trips. Oh my goodness. So feeling a little bit shaky and anxious at that thought, but yeah. And I think Dan just got home. So I'm going to finish up my workday here and then have dinner with him.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think if you did agave with a little bit of sweetener, it would taste really good.
It doesn't have the weird grassy taste.
Really? Oh, I thought it was very grassy. Hi guys, welcome to my voiceover booth. I wanted to show you guys real quick what that looks like since this is also a big part of what I do on a day-to-day basis. If you hear some piano playing in the background, that's Dan. He's working on some music of his own out in the office. My voiceover booth I've tucked into the corner of our office and I hide it behind a room divider and some plants to make it as inconspicuous as possible. Still working on the voiceover booth. I'm not fully done with it yet. I want to get it to a noise floor below -60, and I'm right there at the borderline, but still just have a few things I need to tune up in here. I recently moved this from my parents' house over to the condo since I spend so much time with Dan nowadays. But this is my microphone here. I got my headphones on. I have my interface right in front of me, and usually my computer sits right up here. I don't have any time for reads tonight to show you guys, but what I can do is just give you a brief kind of background on the genres that I am trained in and have an interest in. So number one would definitely be medical narration and e-learning. I love working in this genre given my medical background and work as a registered dietitian. I absolutely love all things medical. So an example of that would be something like this. Preparing for your upcoming surgery includes closely following your doctor's instructions. And then to build off of that too, I also love doing kid-facing e-learning. So an example of that would be something for like preschoolers. Let's find patterns together. Here we go! Red car, yellow car, blue car. And then I'm also really into animation as well as commercial work, so a quick blip of my commercial demo sounds a little bit like this. There was a day she heard the words, "You have breast cancer." And then there was a day she learned she was stronger than cancer. I guess I picked the wrong team of doctors. And girl. If you're ever interested in learning more about my voiceover career and what I do in that area, please let me know down in the comments. I'm happy to make a whole YouTube video just about that part of my dietetics career that I don't talk about too much and is definitely on the more unconventional side, but it's something I'm really passionate about, and I have a background in acting and theater, and so I love being able to take and combine those two worlds. With that all in mind, I'm going to close up the booth here for tonight and head to bed, but yeah. This is my voiceover booth. Happy Casual Friday. It is Friday morning. I'm doing a little bit of admin work, going through emails as per usual, and then I have a bunch of workplace trainings that I need to get through that I have been putting off for a long time, and they're due like tomorrow, so I gotta get through those. And I am dressed super casually and my hair is looking some type of way, and that is because this afternoon my coworker and I were gonna go grab our truck and load it up with all of the tabling supplies, merchandise that we have for our event tomorrow morning. And so the event tomorrow is actually going to be a community 5K race. We're one of the big sponsors, and we're going to have a booth there. We're going to have an opportunity for families to make signs for their favorite runners, kind of like how they do at the big marathons. And then also the really big component of our presence there is going to be at the finish line. We're going to be handing out a variety of different nutritious food products for runners to grab. My coworker and I, we need to grab the proper equipment for that, like coolers. We need to pick up all of the product, store it accordingly, just so it's all ready to go tomorrow morning. I think I'm meeting her at like 6 a.m. So it's going to be an early Saturday, so therefore if this Friday we're keeping it very casual. We're trying to stay relaxed because we gotta leave some room in the tank for tomorrow. But that is the plan, and yeah, happy Friday! I'm home from work. I'm so tired. You know when you drink matcha and it does nothing to help, that you got some real problems and like you really need to go to bed soon. We are all prepared for tomorrow's event. Got everything loaded up. It was so windy outside today, and so I'm just really hoping that tomorrow is not windy because we're going to be outside. And we have this really cute booth all planned and like a photo op and just really cute stuff planned. And for anyone who ever does event planning, then you probably know when it comes to outside events, if there is like an ounce, a bristle a thimble of wind, it can completely ruin a booth depending on how you've constructed and built it. Things blow over so easily, and if your tablecloth doesn't sit straight, it's little details like that you just like never think about until you're actually planning an outdoor event yourself. So my coworker and I were like, just get all of the wind out now, today, so that tomorrow it can be peaceful and perfect weather. I am thrashed. I have sweat through this shirt like 5 times. My hair, oh my God, I had a headache, like an exhaustion headache, because I'm just so worn out. And that is typical. Like, I feel like by the end of the week, I always fall apart. But now that work is done, I do feel slightly better. And Dan and I have a date night planned, so I'm excited to go out and eat. And we're gonna go eat super early for dinner, like a bunch of old people. Rest my brain and go to sleep early, and then we are at it at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So just calling in my inner strength. What emoji do you want on your face to cover it up? That's your emotion. You're just like,
Yeah. Happy.
The moon face. Okay.